This is a simple question, I know, but how often do you actually ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Even in like the worst stuff that happens to you, you can always respond to it, and there's always a benefit, and there's always a way of seeing something that good out of everything. So today I'll just talk about that kind of mindset and how it can actually just change your perspective and change your life, basically. And yeah, before I actually get into this, a lot of this mindset kind of stuff I just learned from reading books and stuff. Honestly, reading has honestly been so much better to me for learning about stuff like this than YouTube and everything. I'm just telling you, honestly. So if you haven't like picked up reading yet, honestly, it's a crazy habit. Honestly, will actually just change the way you think about life and everything. So I really suggest just to get into it. And that's like the biggest, if I could give you a tip to take out from this video, just start reading about stuff like this, stuff about, it's sort of stuff about stoicism, stuff about just mindset and everything. You can search up books and everything, but honestly, you'll learn so much more than just going on YouTube. I know this is YouTube video and everything, but honestly, I'm just telling you the truth. You'll just learn so much more than going on YouTube and everything. So yeah, just get started reading, honestly. And the first step to actually understand this is understanding that most things in your life are just outside your control. But yeah, my main point is that accepting stuff outside your control makes you see the benefit, the growth from literally the worst things that can happen. It's all about controlling your actions. You can't control everything else. You control your actions. And in that way, you can literally respond to anything that ever happens to you. And you have the choice to respond to anything. To use a personal example, my videos don't do too well all the time. But once you do it, once you put it out, nothing you can do about it outside your control. And you respond by trying again. And this can be said about anything. This can be said about everything about genetics in the gym. People always complain about genetics and everything. You can't do anything about it. Complaining about it won't do anything, obviously. So you can still keep going, still respond to this. You can still keep training, get to what your genetic maximum is and everything. You just have to accept everything outside your control. Just accept that you can't change it. And then you can keep working on it. What's the worst that can happen? You keep working on the benefit. There's always a benefit in everything, I'm telling you. And that's the first step into actually seeing the growth and benefit and changing your mindset around this. And the second step to actually understanding what's the worst that can happen to you is just understanding that you need to enjoy hard things, and you need to know that tough things will happen in your life, and you just need to get through it, and you'll benefit and grow from just going through tough things in your life. And so I'll just talk about some of the methods, some of the things you do to actually understand this and actually to just grow. And the first thing I'll talk about is dopamine. And if you don't know what dopamine is like the chemical in your brain associated with happiness. And the first kind of tip I'll give you here is just telling yourself that you enjoy hard things will just completely spike your dopamine up. And so if you just tell yourself, if you're going through something tough, if you tell yourself that you actually enjoy it, this could be anything in life. This could be like focusing on something, this could be like fitness, this could be anything. If you tell yourself you enjoy it, this will spike your dopamine for the activity. It will make it more enjoyable. So you just have to get through it, tell yourself you like it and keep going. And the second thing I'll talk about is reading. And I already talked about this before in the video at the start, but obviously in school you were forced to read and everything. When I was back in school, reading just felt like such a chore and everything. I know I'm not the only one who felt like that, but honestly reading just felt so boring for me back in school and everything. But now, honestly, I do actually read most days and honestly enjoy it. And the thing about this, the trick to this is just giving yourself options on what to read, and read the things you want to read, basically. And instead of just reading stuff everyone says to read at the start, you need to learn to like to read before you actually start reading stuff you might not be so interested in to start off with. And the trick to reading is that it doesn't have to be every day. The trick to these habits is it's the same thing with any positive habit, any good habit in your life. It doesn't have to be for long when you're starting off, because you'll just get burnt out eventually. Can honestly be like 10 minutes a day, a chapter a day. It doesn't have to be that long. Just make sure you do it every day. Don't skip any days. It doesn't matter how long you do it for though, because you can easily no matter how busy you are, you can find 5 minutes in a day to read if you really wanted to. And it's just, you can just build up from there, you know. So just start off slow, start off only 5 minutes a day if that's the only thing you can do. And honestly, you'll just see the benefits of reading. And this third one is pretty important because I'll be talking about fitness, and this could either be cardio or gym, like lifting weights, but I personally think that you should do both. But in my opinion, obviously there's the benefit of looking more aesthetic and everything, but I think, in my opinion, the biggest benefit that comes out of the gym is definitely building discipline in your mind mentally. And I know this might sound kind of like wishy-washy and everything, but honestly, just building mental resilience and everything will just improve how much you can withstand hard things. And that's the whole thing about like withstanding tough times and everything. If you just build the mental resistance, the discipline in your mind when you go through the cardio session, the weight session that's just tough, will honestly just make you seem so much stronger mentally, physically and everything. And that's why I think fitness and everything is so important. It's such an important habit. So yeah, I just think fitness, weightlifting, cardio, everything, that'll just improve your mood massively. Obviously, it'll just make you more aesthetic, make you physically stronger. And just remember to track your workouts, obviously, if you want to lift higher weights. I know a lot of people don't track their workouts, but honestly, tracking your workouts seems like such a big jump in like the amount you can lift, honestly. And from personal experience, I've just seen such a big jump in the amount I can lift if you just track it and just keep. Obviously, you've heard of progressive overload. Obviously, you've heard of that. So just track your workouts, keep it consistent, obviously. And yeah. And this last kind of habit I'll talk about is meditation. And obviously, you've heard of this. If you've been on like this side of YouTube, you've probably heard quite a bit about meditation and the benefits and everything. But in my opinion, the one I do is just meditation for focus. And this is literally doing nothing but breathing, like breathing through your nose, nasal breathing for a couple minutes a day, and just focusing on your breath. And this will just build focus in your mind. You'll be going through hard things. You'll build discipline in your mind overall. And it doesn't have to be, obviously I said it before with the reading, it doesn't have to be that long per day. It can literally only be 5 minutes per day. And everyone has 5 minutes to spare per day just to do a good habit, which will just compoundly just improve your life over time. So just remember, breathing in and out your nose, just focusing on your breath can just improve your mood, improve your focus, improve everything. If you just keep doing this consistently, it doesn't have to be that long per day. And yeah. So yeah, today I just talked about how most things are outside your control, and you just have to accept these things and just understand what's the worst that can happen. There's always a benefit in everything. And it just talks about some of the habits that you can go through: reading, fitness, meditation, understanding about how dopamine works, and everything will just help you understand the benefits, make you go through more discipline. Remember that you have to go through hard times, tough times in order to grow. That's just the way it works. And you just have to see the benefit in everything. What's the worst that can happen? That's the mindset you need to have to be successful, basically. And yeah, hopefully you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more videos like this.